Welcome back. In this video we're going to solve for a missing angle using trig ratio, or the inverse of the trig ratios. So if you want to find a angle using the trig ratios, here are your steps. You're going to label your hypotenuse, label your reference angle, relate your given sides to your reference angle, name the trig ratio, and use the inverse of the trig ratio to get angle measure. So in other words, if you want to find your angle measure, you have to use your calculator. So in the previous video, we used these trig equations to find sides. Now we're going to use the inverse to find angles. So, reason why they're inverse, because the -1, -1, -1 means they're inverse. And to get -1, cos, tan, all those -1s, you have to hit your second button and then sine, cos, and tan. And I'll show that on our calculator right now. So, here's our calculator. As you notice, you have sine, cos, and tan here. In blue, if you can see it, you have sine -1, cos -1, tan -1. So if you hit second tan, you have the -1. If you hit second button, then cos, -1 shows up with the cos. And if you hit second tan, you get tan inverse. Again, you use the inverse of the trig ratios to find angle measures. And make sure, again, that you're in degree mode. To find out if you're in degree mode, hit mode and make sure degree is in black. If you do not have a TI-84 calculator, up top it should say DEG. If you see DEG anywhere on your calculator, you're already in degree mode. So let's apply and find angle measures. So we want to know what the measure of angle x is to the nearest degree. So the angle that we're trying to find, this is our reference angle. So x is our reference angle. Label the hypotenuse to step 1, which is 10. Label your reference angle, which is x. And relate the given sides to our reference angle. So 6 is opposite because it's across. 10 is the hypotenuse because it's the longest side and it's also opposite 90 degrees. Now we have to know our trig ratio. What ratio uses opposite and hypotenuse? So it's sine x equals opposite over the hypotenuse. So since we don't know x, it's still sine x. We know opposite, which is 6, and over 10. So if we're going to solve for x, x is going to equal the inverse of sine, 6 divided by 10. So the inverse of the sine ratio, 6 divided by 10. So here we have to use our calculator. Again, here you have to use the calc. So let's go to our calculator. We're going to have to hit second sine and do 6 divided by 10. Close our parentheses. And we get 37 degrees because the question says round to the nearest degree. So it's 37 degrees. So therefore, x is 37 degrees. Let's try example 2. MXN, that means x is our reference angle. Okay, label the hypotenuse. 15 is adjacent to the reference angle. So what trig ratio uses adjacent over hypotenuse? So adjacent hypotenuse is the cosine of x. So cosine of x equals adjacent is 15 over 20. Since we're finding an angle, we have to use the inverse. So x equals cos inverse 15 divided by 20. And again, cos inverse 15 divided by 20. You have to use your calculator. So go to your calculator. Hit second, or you might have to do shift. Cos 15 divided by 20. And 41. So x equals 41 degrees. Here are 4 problems you should try on your own. If you have any questions, email me. See me before school or after school.